Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. Some few days ago, very well-meaning Nigerians, especially those in Abuja, a human rights activist and a lawyer, dragged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, AGFs, and the likes to court over the suspension of Fubara and the state of emergency being declared in Rivers State. Of course, the hearing was made today. We'll give full details on what the reaction of the president is on that, and the fact that Ibas and Ette have decided to appease the people of Rivers with this very strong move. We're going to give you all the full details as well. Before we do that, kindly subscribe to our channel. Now, according to the news, Tinubu reacts to the suit seeking to sack Ibas. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and the Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, were noticeably absent in court as of today for a case challenging the appointment of retired Vice Admiral Ibok Ibas as the sole administrator of Rivers State. Now, the suit filed by Abuja lawyer John Mary Jideobi argues that the appointment is unconstitutional and seeks to have Ibas removed from the position, claiming only elected officials can govern a state under Nigerian constitution, despite the absence of legal representatives for Tinubu and the AGF. The AGF, that's attorneys from Lagos, Bayelsa, Taraba, and Edo State were present, while that of Zamfara and Bauchi State had yet to respond. The Judge Justice James Omotosho rescheduled the hearing to June 11 and ordered that fresh notices be sent to all parties involved. Jideobi is also asking the court to permanently stop the president from appointing sole administrators to any other state, stating that only specific constitutional processes can remove an elected governor or deputy. He insists the president overstepped his powers by suspending the elected governor and deputy of Rivers State on March 18 and replacing them with Ibas. The lawyer argues that such actions threaten democracy and the rule of law, and he's urging the court to uphold the constitution to prevent what he calls a dangerous precedent. Meanwhile, as Ibok Ibas have decided to do one move that will appease the Riverians, Rivers State government has announced the approval of the recruitment of 10,000 qualified graduates and non-graduates into state civil service. Now, according to a special government announcement, His Excellency, the sole administrator of Rivers State, Vice Admiral retired Ibok Ibas, CFR, gave the approval for the exercise. The recruitment portal will officially open for applications at midnight on Sunday, April 13, 2025. The announcement was signed by Professor Ibibia Lucky Warika, Secretary to the state government. Meanwhile, as well, in the same news, you get to hear what one of the senior advocates of Nigeria, Kuntikbe, has got to say about the way they have been disregarded Supreme Court ruling. Now, prominent senior advocate of Nigeria, San Jibril Samuel Kuntikbe, has expressed profound dismay at what he describes as the absurdity of illegality and unconstitutionality pervading the governance in Nigeria. In his scanty critique, Kuntikbe accused government authorities of flouting Supreme Court judgment with impunity, undermining the rule of law, and treating judicial decisions as mere decorations rather than binding mandates. Kuntikbe's outrage stems from the persistent appointment of sole administrators to govern local government areas, a practice the Supreme Court declared illegal and unconstitutional in multiple rulings, including a landmark decision last year. The Supreme Court ruled that appointing caretakers for local government anywhere in Nigeria is illegal, he stated. Yet, those who should respect those judgments desecrate them with levity and disdain. Citing Section 287 of the 1999 Constitution, which mandates that court judgments are binding on all persons and authorities, Okutikpe lamented the blatant disregard by government officials. He pointed to Rivers State, where a sole administrator recently appointed administrators for local government, breaching the Supreme Court directive. Even more alarming, he noted, the federal government, despite securing a court victory for local government autonomy, has released funds to Rivers State without a budget passed by the State House of Assembly, defying another Supreme Court order. The federal government went to court for autonomy, yet it's the same government releasing money to unelected sole administrators. Okutikpe said the people in power are above the law. They do what they like, not what the law enjoins them to do. Okutikpe painted a grim picture of Nigeria's governance, calling it a one-man business enterprise marked by executive rascality across all three arms of government. Nigeria is not a democratic state, he asserted. It's a collection of governmental rascality. The executive, legislature, and judiciary are united in a conspiracy to undermine the constitution and good governance. He accused the three arms of failing to act as checks and balances, instead reveling in the absurdities and abnormalities of governance. Nobody's genuinely checking each other, he said. Institutions of the state have become instruments of perversion, except in a few cases. Okutikpe reserved sharp criticism for the judiciary, expressing frustration at its apparent indifference to the disrespect of its ruling. The judiciary is just there. It's not angry about the treatment it's getting, he remarked, yet this same judiciary gives favorable judgment to those who scorn its decision. He warned that judicial decisions in high-profile cases are compounding problems rather than solving them, dashing the hope of ordinary Nigerians. Judgment should solve problems, not complicate them, he stressed. But describing the appointment of sole administrators as conspiracy to provoke Nigerians, Okutikpe labeled those in power as despots masquerading as Democrats. He argued that these actions betray a lack of love for democracy despite their public rhetorics. If a government treasurer's appointment, sole administrators were heading to hell, he cautioned. Okutikpe called for urgent action to restore constitutional order, urging those in charge to remedy the systematic rot rather than silencing critics or seeking scapegoats. Nobody's ready to fix the wrongs, he said. They are intolerant of the truth and enjoy breaching the law. Wow. Senior Advocate of Nigeria, San Okutikpe, did not mince words at all. He hit the nail on the head the way it ought to be done. But now the question now is, will they in all sincerity, listen to all the critics be made? I guess that's going to wrap it up. Let's meet